Hello everybody, welcome back to the video, and today I'm going to be reviewing Abigail. This is another radio silence horror movie. Let's just jump right into this. So, my thoughts on this movie are, it's pretty good, but it's not as good as Ready or Not, right? So, there's a lot to like about this movie. It's got another really nice mansion setting. Um, and the casts are also really good in this one. Um, it's just kind of a pretty good movie in general. Not a lot to say in regards to it because it is just a vampire movie, if that makes sense. There's some interesting stuff with Abigail being the daughter of a vampiric mob boss is actually a pretty interesting idea. And the fact that she actually orchestrates her own kidnapping makes for a little bit of an interesting plot twist. Um, but honestly, my big issue with the movie, I'm just going to go ahead and get this out of the way, is so her father is Lazar, who, let's just be honest, this is supposed to be Dracula, right? If I'm not mistaken, this is supposed to be Dracula. He kind of just feels shoehorned in at the end. Like, it feels like radio silence trying to make it obvious this is supposed to be Dracula, right? Her father is Dracula. Which you get with, that's what it's implied to be with the line of, I've gone by many names. He feels shoehorned in there, right? Just an extra cameo. Now, on the surface, I actually don't have a problem with including Dracula in a cameo role. Because, right, this is part of a shared universe with Ready or Not. And so, if Radio Silence is going to be making a shared horror universe, it kind of makes sense to have an overarching villain, and Dracula, Lazar, even though it's, I think, supposed to be Dracula, would be an interesting idea for a main villain. So it does make sense to tease him here. But at the same time, he doesn't really do anything. You hear about him, but it feels like a cameo just to say he was in the movie, if that makes sense. If that's an unpopular opinion, let me know. But yeah, like I said earlier, the cast is really good. Melissa Barrera is in this movie. She's pretty good in this one. And to me, I've seen 4 Radio Silence movies. They did Ready or Not, Scream 5, Scream 6, and Abigail. This is the weakest of those 4, in my opinion, but I think this is, out of the 3 Melissa Barrera performances I've seen, the Scream ones and this, I think this is actually my favorite of her performances. She's actually really good in this movie. Catherine Newton is also a lot of fun. If you're like me, you've seen her in Ant-Man 3. She's a lot better in this movie than she was in Ant-Man 3, by the way. And the actress who plays Abigail is also really good in the role as well. So, overall, it's a pretty fun movie. Is it as good as Ready or Not? No, but it's still a pretty solid movie. Not a lot to say on this one, because in general, I have pretty positive thoughts on it. With the exception of the Dracula cameo. Sorry, Lazar, even though it's supposed to be Dracula, I think. Cameo, which just sort of, it feels forced in there, just saying, hey, yeah, he's in the movie. But I still like the movie. It's still fun. I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10, maybe an 8, somewhere around there. Fun movie, but I've seen a couple other better Radio Silence movies. But that is it for this video. Like and subscribe. And if you guys have different thoughts about the movie, let me know. Put it in the comments down below. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.